imagine this, right? You're at a concert or your favourite like public event.
Yeah.
You're there, you pay good money to get there. You think you've picked a good seat, you're watching, and then the lights go dim, and then they go, pick an artist. Tell me an artist.
A music
Yeah.
artist. I don't know. Do I want to see like a band that I want to see
You
live?
want a band you want to see live?
Oh, I don't know. Ghost. I wanted
Ghost.
to see them.
So the noise comes on like, welcome to the stage, Ghost. And you're like, woo, you scream up and down. Like
I wouldn't be doing
you take
that,
your
but-
bra off and you throw it on stage, right? And then you're just about to see him, and then you just see arms flying in. Oh shit! You see arms flying in the air, holding
knocking over the Breaking Beans coffee, which would be on display.
holding iPhones to record
mate.
what you're going to see. How much does that wind you up?
Is that that's one of yours?
This is mine.
That could have been on my list equally.
So you go into an event or public. So we went to the podcast show and watched Louis Theroux, and we were like, yeah, you threw your bra on stage, we were screaming and clapping. And as soon as you got into eyeline, all we saw were arms popping up with iPhones. And you
Didn't I
literally said, oh, for fuck's sake. And like put your head in his hands.
Not quietly either.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, Adam's angry now.
Well, we could go into a bit more detail on that one, but I can already tell you I'm going to commit that to Room 101 without any argument because I hate it because actually I remember going to I guess you would call it more of a concert than a gig because I'm like a gig going guy, right? I used to go to like lots of small gigs. When I was younger and stuff, but I've been to a couple of like arena shit. I'm looking at George because he's a music guy. I haven't been at that many arena shows. I don't really like huge artists usually that much. But I took Mrs. Beard to see 1975, right? Who were a little bit. I love them, right? Certainly the older stuff, right? I mean, they're a bit softer than my normal taste. But anyway, Lynn's really likes them, right? So she wanted to go. So I took it. They were playing at the what's the big thing in Leeds called?
Leeds Arena.
Is that what it's actually called?
First Direct Arena.
Yeah, okay. We wouldn't get the sponsor's name in there, surely. That's why they called it that. But so yeah, I went there, and I swear to God, it was like the most frustrating experience, right? Because I'm sat down, which is it feels weird to me at a gig to be sat down anyway. I didn't really mind it though. But as soon as they came on stage, I am not joking. I don't even know, like, they must have had the highest spec iPhone possible because there were people watching the whole gig, recording the whole gig through a phone, the entirety of it. And I just kind of thought, like, you could just watch it on YouTube. If you're going to watch it through your phone, I don't understand the reason for it. And like you say, inconveniences the people behind you because then you just got to see your fucking phones.
Yeah. I think comedians have got it right because comedians, when they're working their sets or doing the live shows, they sort of, I think they lock away the audience's phones, to not leak content and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think...
Lock them away?
Yeah, I think they take them off them, which is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, cool idea.
They'll get like a little bag and a security bag. And I think that'd be quite a cool thing for the benefit of the people wanting to watch. Just because, like, if you're too busy concentrating on looking through a lens or an iPhone, you're not actually enjoying the gig. I think you and I can get a little bit more, like we can appreciate that a little bit more because we know what it's like to commit to filming something rather than enjoying the moment, if that makes sense. When you've got to create a piece of content, you're like, fuck, you can't really take in what you're actually doing because you've got to commit to the products at the end of it. So I think that could be a way to...
I once saw, I saw Goldfinger, I think. Not the song by Shirley Bassey, the band Goldfinger. George knows who they are.
I thought wasn't that a James Bond film?
Yeah.
I thought you were about a James Bond.
It was the James Bond film. Shirley Bassey did the Goldfinger. But no, there's a band called Goldfinger. Anyway, and he said like he got pissed off at people on the front row that had their phones out, and he's like, just man, you're here to enjoy the moment, man. You don't need documentary evidence of it, do you?
Yeah.
It's all right taking a couple of pictures. I don't mind that. But it's when people just like film the whole thing. It's like, why come to the gig in the first place,
I agree.
So yeah, I'm commit that to Room 101.
That's it, it's gone. Let us know if you agree in the comments with that one, or if any of these, like if you agree or disagree, get chirping down there, let us know.
I think nobody's going to...
I think you'd be surprised, mate.
Maybe the people that do the filming at concerts. Maybe it's like a young person thing. We're too fucking old. I quite like Twitter, when it comes to like say Facebook, Instagram, etc. I quite like Twitter because I think it's concise, isn't it? You're limited with how many characters you've got, quite literally.
Yeah.
And so you can have brief interactions with people. And I feel like, I could be wrong in this regard, but I feel like that the prevalent IQ of people that use Twitter is maybe slightly higher than Facebook. Could be wrong, but there is still a lot of shit on there. But what I mean by hot takes is, you ever notice those tweets that come from accounts that they're not necessarily like, notable people, but they just do tweets to get like tons of likes, and they'll delete tweets that don't get like a bunch of traction. And they'll always follow the same formula. So it'll be stuff like, y'all ever notice how Cocoa Pops are just chocolate Rice Krispies? Like everyone's just, wow, that is actually right. Have you ever noticed that?
That's a fucking hot take,
or like, y'all ever notice how gold is just shiny yellow? Oh my God, they're right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's like the modern day equivalent of like shit observational comedy. You know when observational comedy was good in the early 90s? You probably don't because you were kids. But like, there was a point where people would just remark
George wasn't even born.
He wasn't born. People would remark on things that were like, they were funny because they were true, right? But then it got shit because it got to the level where Peter Kay was just saying garlic bread down a camera lens. And I don't have anything against Peter Kay, right? I'm not digging him out, right? So,
From the man that sang a song called Garlic Bread.
Yeah, true, but you remember that skit when he's like, garlic bread? Garlic bread?
Garlic, yeah.
Nobody on planet Earth, right, that's 3 years of age or older doesn't understand what garlic bread is. That's not exotic to anyone. Garlic bread has existed since for God knows how long, right? So, and these Twitter like hot takes are just like the present day version of that. They're supposed to be some like paradigm shifting, some kind of mad epiphany that Cocoa Pops are like chocolate Rice Krispies. Yeah, everyone knows that. Is that just me?
George is nodding in corner. I can't commit that one to. No, I feel like I feel like you've got too much time on your hands. Like when you're filming 8-minute videos twice a week, so that means you've got a lot of minutes left to just get pissed off about like Twitter or like people's tweets. I'm not committing that to. I mean, again, like this is open to the public. Like this is for everybody to get involved. So maybe we should write a list and let people decide whether it's a hot take. It's a room 101.
I just want to see if I can find one on Twitter right now.
I'm gonna say no though. Like that's a solid no from me.
I feel like I'm being outdone to there.
I'm sorry, but I feel like it's much worse things that we can send to room 101.
Y'all ever notice that your friends be getting married and you just sat there eating a Subway watching Golden Girls or something like that? It's like, why do they always follow the same format, man? Like, say something insightful, which isn't just fucking nicked from someone else.
You're right, mate.
Yeah, I'm all right.
This ain't good for your blood pressure.
No, it's not. We need to film these in the morning when I'm a little bit more chilled and not full of coffee. People who try to get served ahead of other people at the bar. So say you're in the bar, you're in the bar on a Friday night. You're at a bar or a pub, and it's a busy bar, right? So you queue in, and of course it's a high pressure environment for the bar staff as well. They can't always know who's first. I hate when people say, "Oh, good bar staff should know who's next," right? You can't be scanning a fucking massive bar, right? So it's incumbent upon people to behave the way they would like to be treated, right? So if you're waiting at a bar and you see somebody come up, you notice after you, and then they try and get served before you. I hate that. There's nothing. I was gonna say there's nothing worse. There are things worse, but like that really irritates me because that tells me that person only gives a shit about themselves. So if that ever happens to me, if somebody comes up next to me at the bar, or if somebody comes to me when say you're at the bar before me, I'll say no, this person's first, right? And I'm not virtue signaling or whatever. I'm just saying that's the right thing to do because everyone's gonna get served. You just have to wait another 2 minutes for your drink. I mean, like, how much do you need the beer? And
I do agree with you on that. I was in Southampton last week, and I was stood at the bar. All I needed were 3 drinks. There were only 3 of us, and I stood there for I think it were about 10 minutes. So this is like a Friday at 3 o'clock. I want to say Friday at 3 o'clock. It weren't busy.
Yeah.
But there was one bar staff on, like one member of staff, and I waited 10 minutes, but there were a lady in front of me. And then these people started like mingling, because the queue were getting bigger, and I felt like you actually. I was getting so fucking angry. I was like,
making me out to be like,
why is it taking so long to get this drink? But as soon as the 2 in front of us got served, and the dude looked at me, I did say, "Oh, this lady was here first."
Yeah,
and
good man.
But that's the right thing to do. But I was like,
the only time I ever I got kicked out of a bar. I've been kicked out of a bar more than twice, but 2 times I remember, top of my head, were for like calling somebody out for doing that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I remember one time there's a bar in where it was like the Leeds Met Student Union, right, back in the day on Friday nights. You used to have this night called Star, right? I don't know why they call it that, but it was like they just played like metal and punk music, right? A couple of guilty pleasures, bit of 303 and Kesha. When it's 2:00 in the morning, you've had a few. It's all right. Anyway, and I remember like I was went to the bar and this dude came up way after me. And then the barmaid's working a way towards me, and this guy leans over the bar. He's like, "Yeah, 3 fucking tropical VKs or some bullshit." And I said, "Nah, that's not happening." I said, "It's me, lad." And then he got a little bit aggressive about it.
Puff his chest up.
He did, yeah, and he was a lot bigger than me, and I'm a lover, not a fighter, right? You know this about me. But at the same time, things are more important than your own personal safety. I think principle being one of them. So I just said to him, I won't repeat what I said to him.
Let's dance, bitch.
But like, no, the funniest part about that was he was like, "If you've got a problem, let's go sort it out outside." And I'm like, "The fuck is this? The Wild West?"
We're in a film. What the fuck's going on?
And the funniest part was like, it kind of diffused. I got my drinks, and then 10 minutes later, I got kicked out by the bouncer or bouncers who said that I'd been behaving aggressively. So he'd gone over and complained about me. "Sir, this man's trying to get served before."
What a bitch, man.
Yeah. I don't want to say that, but yeah. Yeah. But, so yeah, I hate when people just wait your turn, man. It's just like queue jumping. It's the same thing, man. Just don't do it.
Did we already commit this one? Have we not committed that? Can we commit this to... I'll commit that.
Not many are getting knocked back here. We're putting a lot in room 101.
Maybe.
Should add a quota, really.
Yeah, we probably should have done, shouldn't we? Oh, well.